Thanks, Phil, for having me. Today what I'm going to talk about is a little bit about our journey. Customer service is something I'm really passionate about. If my customer wants to wear a pink tutu with their little puppy dog, talking on the phone, doing a spin, and still want to come and get my product, knock yourself out. So, you know what, it's actually the thing that got me about that big dialogue about how outrageous we're on our mobile phones, what about the people behind, was the fact that they were considering themselves, not the customer first. And if we always consider the customer first, well then it really doesn't matter. It's really whatever they want to do. So really we do build one customer at a time, and you know, we have things in our business, and customers are everything. And that's, you know, my comment on the Today Show this morning, is that if it's all about them, then the decisions are really easy. For us, it's you walk into a store. That when you walk into a store, you should be greeted with a smile. The store should be bright, the product should be amazing, and you should feel good about yourself for choosing Boost. And I think that's our key line, is I feel good about myself for choosing Boost. And it's not just about the product that tastes great, it's everything. Is how the staff member looks, the experience you had, how they said goodbye to you, how long you waited. You know, it's the whole package. Everything we did, we made it noisy. We used me in PR. We did everything we could to get our brand out there, and we were very strategic in there. It was us that got up at 5 o'clock in the morning to take the smoothies to the radio station. It was us that actually drove to every single paper. It was everything we could do to actually make sure our target market knew we existed. The first thing is actually our customers, and you know, this is obviously a great breakfast to talk about the customers. And what people tend to do about the negative experiences of customers is they tend to either ignore it, and the reason I know they ignore it, because when people contact us and we respond within 24 hours, they get so surprised that they've even heard from you. And I find our customer complaints normally start with this: I'm never coming to Boost again, ever. I had the worst experience. And when I get them, I love them, because I know I can turn a person that goes, I hate you, to a raving fan. And the reason you do it is, first of all, you don't care if it was their fault or our fault. You don't care if they had a really bad day and they're taking it out on us. It doesn't matter, because their perception was they had a bad experience. So we start with actually saying, we're sorry. We're really sorry you had this bad experience. We don't go, we'll look into it and see if you're right or wrong. We're really sorry. Here is a free card, because we're going to fix it. And if we don't fix this, please let us know again, and blah, blah. The next thing that they come back with is actually, funnily enough, they go, I'm really sorry, I might have been a bit hard, and thank you very much. So it's really interesting, and you can turn those negative customers into raving fans. And you also have to remember, the ones that actually complain are your noisy ones. And so gone are the days where, 10 years ago we'd say, if you have bad customer experience, they tell 10 friends. It's pretty easy now to actually Google and get some traction and tell a few million. One of my greatest concerns was that as we grew, how do I maintain our customer experience? And the one way, there's many ways, but one of the key ways is a guarantee in every single store. Basically, the guarantee says, for those people like me who can't really read that distance, basically says we'll give you a great product with great service, and if we don't do it, we'll fix it. And I did it in every single store, one, to remind the customers, remind the staff, but also to open those doors of communication. So, because a lot of Australians go, oh, we don't complain. But what I'm saying is, I'm asking you to give me that feedback. At the end of the day, that's it. You have to do anything for your customers. And the more we actually have that view of customer focus, how often do you get your customers in a room and ask them about yourselves? What they think. Because what we tend to do, we sit in our ivory tower and sometimes we believe our own bullshit. So often you need to do qualitative and quantitative research on a regular basis. People, at the end of the day, if we haven't got our staff that do these great things, then, we haven't got anyone. And if it's all very well having this great customer focus, but some people, I don't know if you go to a store and you come across someone who just doesn't like people and they're in retail, you go in IT. I think finally, we're nearly sort of near the end of it, the position product promotion. I mean, obviously, if you have the best product in the market, but if no one knows about it, so really find a way of getting out there to your market. You know, position for us is making sure we're in the right position in shopping centres. We are a instant buy. It's sort of you walk past and get it, more so than destinational. Product, focus on your product. I think the key one though for me is, this is the one that actually probably motivated me more than anything else, which was being absolutely shitting myself. You know, people often said, oh, you know, were you this young girl who did lemonade and that type of thing? And you know, when you were 7, I was like, no, I just wanted an adventure. I just want to travel around the world. But really, at the end of the day, if your goals aren't a little bit scary, or if you're not pushed beyond your capabilities, then something's wrong. You're never going to get there. You're never going to get beyond. You know, I was scared that people were going to find out I didn't really know what I was talking about. I was scared. We'd already sold our family home to actually fund the business, so didn't have to lose that. But you know, we had everything on the line. You know, we were in our mid-30s, and you know, 3 kids at the time, and it was, you know, it was fear. And then when people invested into the business, you know, it was then the fear of letting them down. So petrified was something that was a really common trait, I think, with most people. Like my kids come home, and if they've come home and they're dirty and they've got scraped knees and they've got bruises all over them, I reckon it's a good weekend. So I think sometimes pushing ourselves beyond our boundaries and what we think are capable of is not a bad thing. It's something that I really believe in, and I think with life is that we actually get in life, you know, they who know everything, 5 to 10 great ideas. Most of the time we go, nah, that means change, that means scary, that means I'm out of my comfort zone, no. I think in life, if you look at the people who are successful, I think they say yes more than they say no. And my girlfriends would stand here and laugh at me because I do say, I get myself into all sorts. I end up in Wagga in an army camp because I say yes. I think, oh, that'd be all right, then, yes. And so I'm more of a yes person than no person, but because of that, and because I take those opportunities that get given to me, it's amazing what life leads. I truly believe this, and I live by it, and I communicate by it, and everything I do is by these sayings. It's too easy in this world to actually be a verb, and a verb for me is a victim, entitled, need to be rescued, and I blame other people. If you live that way, you find your life spirals in that direction. If you live in the power of SOAR, and the power of SOAR is it's solutions. We will have problems every single day. It just happens. But if you continue to work on solutions, you know, Einstein said that. Not that I'm smarter than anyone else, but I just stay at problems longer. Ownership, if we take ownership with every single problem, it's extraordinary how you will find things turn around. Be accountable. It's everything's your fault, gives you incredible power, and actually be responsible. So that's sort of what I want to leave you with. And even if you do an email and you're really shitty with someone you're doing an email, run this by it and see how you've communicated. If you run these with and say, okay, if it's under the SOAR banner, how else can I communicate it? And it's amazing if you then go and edit it, send it out, the different impact that has. Thank you very much for having me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the breakfast.